Good morning, everyone. Let me know if you can't hear me. I always just kind of assume things are working, but if you can't hear me, let me know. Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for joining me today for our Monday morning meditation. Very excited about our time together always. Um, and I didn't even know that today was Valentine's Day, but I had a dear friend remind me this morning that today is indeed Valentine's Day. So I thought, oh, I better adjust our topic today because I think it's a good thing to address love and um, being able to tap into what a lot of people are celebrating today. I think we have a lot of people rebelling against today also, so we hold those people in our time together too. Um, so I was thinking about love and what about it? I was reminded that my spiritual teacher, Jane Elizabeth Hart of Center for Enlightenment, um, would say in classes, and this is 20 years ago, she would say in classes fairly frequently, love is the answer. What is the question? And 20 years ago, I was like, well, actually, I have a lot of questions. Let me share a few with you. What about when it's hard to love? And, what about when my needs aren't getting met? And what about those difficult people? I had a whole lot of questions, which propelled me to then question why I was questioning all that. And after many years of doing my forgiveness work, and not that that has ended, that is a continuous process, but also looking at my own expectations and all sorts of things I've had to look at. Um, I've been able to step back a little bit more and go, okay, I think I'm beginning to know what she was trying to say when she said, love is the answer. What is the question? I was thinking today of the song um, From a Distance. If you remember that song, God is watching us from a distance. Honestly, I never liked that song because it made God feel so far away, and that is not what I felt or believed. So I would kind of cringe when I would hear that song. But I think it was a good reminder also um, that that universal presence, call it God, call it spirit, whatever you want to call it, has that transcendent aspect, being more than what we are, being more than what um, our minds could hold as a concept, even. But God also has that universal spirit. I'm kind of tend not to use the word God so much, but I know it's relatable, so I'm throwing it out there. But that universal spirit, that divine presence, that infinite love and wisdom is also right there within us as well. So both are true. And the space in between, that transcendence and that immanence, is also filled with that energy of love that is always available for us to tap into. Years ago, I went to New York City and was able to go to the top of the Empire State Building and out on the ledge. And um, I was standing, looking over, watching all the people who looked so tiny down there. And I just suddenly had this experience of like, oh, this is what it must be like for God to watch us, right? From that distance, from that distant place of, just watching. I didn't know what people were thinking. I didn't know what they were feeling. I just watched them, and they were just beautiful, going about their business in their day, just walking around. And to be able to hold our fellow humans, to be able to hold our humanity, our planet, from that distance, from that place of just holding the space for them and with them, is so beautiful. That's love. That's love when we can turn down the volume of what's happening in the grocery store, or what's happening in the news, or what's happening all over the world. Just turn down the volume and listen to that space that's left, knowing that these are all things that are being worked out. I myself believe that there's a purpose and a plan, and it's not all just willy-nilly like it looks sometimes, but there's a process that's happening, and the best thing I can do is hold that space and do my work so I can clear myself enough to hold space more and more for the world, for my little world that I have that belongs to me, my work and my relationships and the space around me. So if love is the answer, what is the question? How do we hold that space? How do we hold that space? Sometimes it's practice, sometimes it's doing our healing work that we need to do. But today for our meditation, I want to, this is one of my favorite meditations. I don't remember where I picked this up from, but I use it a lot in my personal meditation times because it is expansive. So we're going to start with that centered place within us, and we're going to expand and just hold that planet. We're going to expand. We're going to hold our whole solar system in our energy and our space that we're creating together today. Or if for the people who are watching the recording of this, anytime we can tap into this and expand our presence, our energy, our own energy from our center, which is tapped into that whole universal energy, and we expand that to a little at a time. We just grow it and stretch it so that we're holding space for all, especially today, whether people are open to it or not on this Valentine's Day. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair. We start with a couple of deep breaths to help relax the mind and the body. Everything settle in. We're going to focus on our heart center today as our starting point. I invite you to let your attention be at that center of your heart. And just feel what that center feels like for you. Sometimes it can feel like somebody is scratching an itch that is hard to reach. Just is so wonderful to tap into, to pay attention to. Just think of love as you let your attention rest there. Just that energy of love, the sensation of love. And you might notice that sometimes it's hard to tap into love in the way of feeling on the receiving end of that, because in our human brains it's hard for us to receive love sometimes, but we know what it feels like to give love. We know what it feels like to share love, whether it's with our dog or our cat, our child, our grandchild, our partner, a dear friend. Just feel that flow of love. Notice what that sensation feels like, of that sensation of love. Perhaps it feels light, easy. Just let that sensation move throughout your body in all directions. All the way down your torso and legs, feet to the floor, out the sides through your arms and shoulders, out through the head. You may even be aware of the sense of an influx of light and love coming in through your head. That's okay too. Just let it flow. And let that energy of love that now fills your body, let it keep growing beyond to the space all around you. Throughout your whole room. There's no hurry, just let your attention be the space in your room as that love grows. Let it fill your home, every room, every corner. Just feel that love expanding. And if you can't feel it, don't worry about that. Just know that it's growing. Just picture your home. Just picture it, even if you're not able to feel anything specifically. Just picture it. You may be seeing that love sensation as a pink light. Depends on if you're visual or tactile. You might feel more visually, you might be able to imagine it, or both perhaps, doesn't matter. Just letting that love grow. See it connecting with your neighbors, their homes. That love keeps growing, growing, growing. Your neighborhood, your city. Don't think too hard about it. Just let it be a feather's touch of thought. Just very lightly. What we're connecting with is natural. We don't have to work at it. We just let it grow. Feel that love growing to your state. No hurry. If you just hold the thought of your state in mind, that love will grow because your attention is there. And many of us are in different states. We just allow our states to connect, slowly filling your region, slowly filling the country. We just hold the country in this love right now. Volume is off. Our brothers and sisters are going about their day. Liking or disliking this day, they go about it. We just hold this love for them, with them. No matter what. Now we stretch that love, just like if we were stretching in body, just reaching out north and south, filling the continent. No hurry, just let it slowly reach, slowly move out, filling, covering, surrounding. And it keeps growing, it doesn't stop, it's expanding to throughout the hemisphere. And continuing, that love grows to encompass our whole planet, not just surrounding it, but all the way through to the ground, through every heart, through every living thing, through every inanimate object. Love just permeates. And it keeps growing, stretching beyond our planet's orbit, our moon, all the planets. This isn't an astronomy lesson, so you don't have to know where that love is headed. Just know that it's expanding throughout the Milky Way. Feel that expansion. And feel the peaceful silence of that piece of infinity that we're holding right now. From this place, how can we not love our little planet and all its goings on? Volume down right now. Anytime we need to, when we feel caught in limited imminence in our lives, watching the news, we can remember this place. When the volume is down, there is only love. And the plan for humanity is in the DNA of this love. It is inevitable. And it's in the hands of this infinite love. Our job is just to keep reminding ourselves of this place, this truth. Now gently let your attention come back to the center of your heart. We've left a part of ourselves in those outer dimensions so we can always tap into it. We've created that new mold within ourselves. We can step back into it anytime. But right now we feel that love imminent in our hearts, connected. We're connected to one another. Whether we know each other or not, we are here supporting our day, this day of love, supporting this week as we go and practice turning down the volume. Maybe asking what would love do in this situation? If I turn down the volume and I'm coming from love, how would I choose to speak or act or think? When we have the answer right in the center of us. When we close our time together right now, I invite you to continue holding that space of love if you have time, if you feel so moved. Or you can come back to this anytime. But I do thank you for being here today. Thank those of you who are watching later. And your presence, whether it's now or later, helped us all propel into that great piece of infinite that we were able to tap into today. So thank you. We all helped each other. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Hopefully you see it in a new way today and this week. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.